Welcome to the Rubio Method. Venture into the unfiltered world of Chris Rubio. The Rubio Method delivers an unapologetically edgy take on the often overlooked world of men's mental health. Rubio, a master communicator, wields a potent knack for no BS enlightenment. Step into this no-nonsense arena, where men are challenged to evolve and confront the man staring back at them from the mirror.
Focus up. I'm talking to my little red-headed buddy. Okay, for all those that don't know who my little red-headed buddy is, I'm not going to say her name. I'll just say me, her husband, my wife, and the little redheaded buddy. We went out to dinner last night before our kids' game, and she decided to get a cocktail, which, okay, you got to do what you got to do. And she orders an old-fashioned. Now, she's more of a foo-foo drink, more of a Truly, all those little, I don't even know what those seltzer drinks are. And so she orders this old-fashioned, and okay, because that's a damn manly drink. I'm not drinking that. I mean, I wish I did because they look so cool, and the big glass and the ice cube and all that, and you're kind of chic when you're drinking it. It's a good little order. You know, I'll take an old-fashioned. And everyone's going, okay, she's got an old-fashioned. The waitress brings back her old-fashioned. She goes, well, what's this? And it's an old-fashioned. She goes, well, that's not what I ordered. No, you literally ordered an old-fashioned. We all heard you. She goes, well, I wanted a Kahlua and cream. What's a Kahlua and cream called? We said a Kahlua and cream. So focus up to my little buddy with red hair. Hopefully next time you get it on the first try. Welcome to episode 85. My name is Chris Rubio. This is the Rubio Method. We are live right now on X, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. We will be on Spotify and iTunes. If you have any questions, you can email rubio@therubiomethod.com. And you can obviously comment live the entire time. Jenna's in the back. She's raging on something. She already said, did they make her drink it? No, they did not. Up in the Northwest, they're actually pretty nice. I thought for sure they would make her drink it and or pay for it. They didn't make her drink it, and they didn't make her pay for it. So kudos to this restaurant. I was pretty impressed with them. Bad order, though. I mean, it's a cool-looking drink, but good God, it smells like dirty, hot feet mixed with porta potty. All right, what are we talking about today? We've got a wild show. Her name is Chastity Says. Woohoo! Let's go. I'm trying to do it with her accent. I failed. All right, so we're going to start with a perfect, I'm talking a perfect example of what AC was talking about 2 weeks ago with looking at the bright side while going through a horrific event. You are not going to believe this story. Someone's got their eyes raised to me. Then we're going to bring on AC of AC Sports Live. You definitely want to listen to that tonight at 9 p.m. on YouTube. We're going to talk about college football rivalry weekend, and was there some sort of roid rage or what was happening? And we're going to go through a couple little games. Then I'm going to bring on Craig Hannum, my good buddy who's just had his 10th surgery on his body. But we're not going to talk about his surgeries. We're going to talk about Hunter Biden getting pardoned by Joey B. Everyone knew it was going to happen. It's just one of those things. Come on, man. Why'd you even lie about it? We'll talk about that. Then we're going to talk about Jaguar, or I don't even know how they pronounce it now. Jenna, you might want to look it up. It's like Jaguar, okay, the car company. I think they're trying to Bud Light themselves. And yes, I am using Bud Light as a verb. Then we're going to talk about two great coaches. The coaches is in parentheses, and growing up to the big kids table at holidays. All of that and much, much more on today's episode of the Rubio Method. 85, can you believe it? All right, so let's start. Everything happens for a reason. Monday, November 18th, I get a text from Mike McCullough. Mike is a long snapping dad. You guys know I run a long snapping company as well. And when I get he's had two sons go through me, Liam and Rowan. And when I get a text from an older parent, not an older age, but just someone that's gone through the program already, kids are like 30 years old and 26, is like, okay, you're just saying, hi, what's going on? There's a birth announcement, someone's getting married, or there's something not good. And so this one was the latter. This was something not good. And the text reads, hi, Rubio. If you could pray for Rowan, Jenna, can you go ahead and put that picture up? I'd appreciate it. He was in a bad accident yesterday, and he suffered facial fractures and will lose his right eye. Now, as you can see, if you're listening on Spotify or iTunes, we basically have a model up on screen. Rowan has always been a good-looking kid, but after he graduated college, I think he might actually be a model. He's that good-looking. He's got a great body. He's got a great attitude, comes from a great family. And he's one of those kids that whenever you're around him, you're just always smiling because he's smiling. He's just got this bubbly personality. And you're like, okay, he must not have he must not be a great athlete. No, he was such a good athlete. He went to Ohio State, or the Ohio State, that he was long snapper. And then towards the end of his career, he started, I'm going to play linebacker too. You have to be a freak athlete to play one position at a major Division I college, let alone two. So that tells you all about this kid. And if you go on his Instagram, it's ROEN McCullough. You'll see that he's lifting weights, he's doing all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then the dad shows me pictures of the car crash, and I go, oh my God, like, this is not good. What happened? And he tells me the story. And then within 10 days, Rowan puts out a video, because I don't know about you, but if my face got slashed in half and I'm losing my right eye, number one, I'm going down, Depression Boulevard, and I'm landing there for a while. Number two, I'm not sure that I want to be on camera. Number three, I'm going to need a lot of buddies, or I don't know what's going to happen to me, because I'm going to be, like I said, headed towards negative town, pulling up permanent residence. But Rowan is a very faith-based person, and I'm going to talk about what he said to me today and how it kind of works in exactly with what AC was talking about last week. So Rowan puts out this video, and I said, holy hell, number one, courageous. Number two, amazing. Number three, inspirational. So this video is a little long. It's 2 minutes, but he's going to go through exactly what happened. There's going to be pictures, and he's going to show you some stuff, and you're going to be able to understand more of it and what journey he's on now. So Jenna, can you play video 2, excuse me.
I was in a pretty scary accident recently. Doctor said it's a miracle that I'm alive. I'm grateful that God spared my life and given me a new perspective, both literally and figuratively. I want to thank everybody who's checked in, who's prayed over my healing, who's taken care of me, and those who have donated to my GoFundMe. So here's what happened. On November 17th, I was driving home from the gym around 6:30 p.m. I was in the left lane, and a car swerved at the last second. I didn't have time to react, and I hit a disabled car going about 50 miles per hour. An F-350 that was towing a tractor then slammed into the back of me, and during this, the hood of my car flew through my windshield, bisected my face, split it open from my left eye, across my nose, and cut my right eye in half. I stayed conscious through the whole thing, kicked my door open, told someone to call 911, and another to call my mom. During that phone call, I told my mom that I split my face in half, I was bleeding out, and that I loved her. I then got on my knees while I was bleeding out, and I prayed. I thank God for who he is and to place his hand over me in that moment. I was then transported in severely critical condition to Ohio State, had 2 surgeries with titanium plates to reconstruct what doctors called the most complex fracture they've ever seen. I lost all function in my right eye. In the near future, I'm going to have multiple surgeries. Those including the removal of my right eye, the reconstruction of my nose, and multiple more for cosmetic reasons. One of my friends told me a phrase that I hold very near to this situation. The spirit of heaviness put on the garment of praise. It's a blessing that God used this to strengthen my testimony, and I'm looking forward to seeing how I'm able to continue to glorify him in every interaction that I have. I'm going to be completely transparent. This has been overwhelming for me. It's been incredibly hard, adjusting to my new normal. But when you have a community behind you that is willing to give their time, prayers, and hard-earned money to help me and my family, it provides a clear vision of what makes this place and this community so special.
Okay, so if you're listening on iTunes and Spotify, you can see Rowan is there. He still has beautiful hair, but his face is obviously a little bit mangled. He's definitely swollen. Okay, yeah, Randy Chevrier says, good Lord, this kid. And so I texted him, and this is my little homework assignment for everyone. I just gave him a quick little text. I just said, just thinking about you, bud. Okay. And he responded back pretty damn quick. And I'm not saying you have to text Rowan McCullough. Okay? If you know him, you can. But if you don't, just find someone else and just send him a nice little text. Yeah. Craig Hannum says in the back, what resiliency? I said, how did you make the video, dude? Like, I don't understand. How can you be thinking like this? I mean, because you want to talk about just being on the ball, but just positive and like, whoa, okay. Within 10 days, I almost had my damn head cut off. I've got my right eye gone, and I don't look the same. And now I've got to go through this because there's obviously going to be a lot of rehab and stuff. He says, here's my thought process simply. As a Christian, we are called to make heaven full. The greatest form of love is a sacrifice, i.e., Jesus giving up his own life. I've had over 30 people reach out to me wanting to know more about Christianity and what it means to have a relationship with God. If that is the response I get from the situation I'm in, God can take my other eye next week, my arm the week after, and my leg the week after that. There is incredible power in framing your life through different perspectives. In my eyes, there is no such thing as trauma, only opportunity to glorify God. So, oh my God, shout out to Rowan. Shout out to, if 30 people are going to be on a more positive journey, okay. Randy says, please send him my love and more the inspiration he just inspires. Yeah, I have a feeling Rowan is actually watching this show because he was going to try to live stream it. And I will definitely have him on the show once he's able to, or once he wants to, whenever he wants to. I'll just get him on because I want you guys to understand what I mean by he has such an infectious personality. Like that video was the most subdued I've ever seen him. That was the first time I've ever seen him on video or in person where he wasn't smiling or giggling it, or, just it's almost like a little puppy, and one of those, but a good puppy, not like one of those puppies that just nips at your Achilles or something like that. But it's just such an inspiration for him. And I know that he's going to inspire other people to either go and talk to him about Mr. Jesus, talk to him about God, or talk to him about all the fact that he's overcoming this. I mean, can you imagine you driving in your car, you're going through the tunnel, boom, car stopped, you stop, boom, someone rams you, hood goes through your window, takes, luck like this, boom, slices your face off basically, and then you're still conscious and you're able to call 911 and your mother. My God. Number one, frightful on all accounts. Number two, how tough is he? Number three, how good of a shape is he in where he's already standing and moving around and doing all this stuff? I feel like he should be in bed resting or something like that. But the dude is in super great shape. He's obviously got a hell of just a drive. And I just want to shout out to him. Jenna, can you make sure you put that GoFundMe up? If you guys go to GoFundMe, it just goes to Rowan McCullough. You can look it up, Rowan McCullough. You can put the link, but it's one of those long links. So if you can, shout out to Rowan. Make sure you could probably send him a message within that GoFundMe as well. And he also said, shout out to AC. He said, AC is a very smart man, because I said, this is unbelievable how this coincides with the story we talked about 2 weeks ago with the kid up in Pullman at 13 that passed away, where that truck slid on black ice and took out the kid, and the kid died, but the dad survived. And I was not happy about it, and obviously not, but it was one of those things where if Rowan can look at it like this, I feel like that's very helpful to not only him, but to many, many others. So yeah, there's how you spell it. Rowan McCullough. And you just go to GoFundMe and look it up. And if you can, donate. If you cannot, just leave a message. That's not that hard to do, and it's free of charge. All right, so that's enough of Rowan right now. Number two, you know what? I'm going to go to commercial right now. When we come back, we'll have AC of AC Sports Live. Jenna, I'm out.
You have been watching The Rubio Method.
Let's get going, gang!
Our dedicated staff is ready to work for you. Artbeat specializes in custom apparel. Call us or order online. Free shipping nationwide. Custom printed shirts are our specialty, and we make sure you get exactly what you want. Bring in your own design or let our team create one for you. Promote your business, event, or club with pens, caps, bottles, mugs, and more.
Creating cool since 1985.
Take it away, Rubio.
Focus up. I'm talking to you, Todd, over at Artbeat. You guys do a great job. I'm always putting orders in you guys, and always are the best at artbeat.com. You can check them out on Facebook, and they deliver all over the country or all over the world. They do fantastic, and they obviously are a sponsor of the Rubio Method. We are live right now on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and X. We are doing a great job. Let's move on. There are winners and losers in life. This past weekend was rivalry weekend, and I want to bring in AC of AC Sports Live. Make sure you watch him tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific time. He's my main man. AC, are you on with us right now?
With you. I'm still reeling from that last story, man.
Is that amazing?
Man, that dude has unsurmountable, incredible faith. It was so inspiring. And if anybody, wonders why bad things happen to good people, it's like the devil and God are playing chess. And sometimes you don't get the piece that you put out there, but you get a piece back. But there's, like you always say, winners and losers. This guy, Rowan McCullough's perspective is what it's all about. If I could bring positivity to a situation that is total just destruction. I mean, a lot of people are, as we always talked about, men's health and mental health and things like that, and being down on your luck. But then when you get perspective of how precious your life is, how you could have been dead, like when you have that close of a moment where you should be dead, but you're not. And it's like, well, I'm not prepared to be an organ donor just yet. I'm here for something. God spared me for something. And I just know that that's how he feels right now. And that's how you could say, take something else. If I can help somebody come to, I call it Mashiach, to Christ. And so you say, Mr. Jesus, I say Yeshua, because I've been studying Hebrew. And I just kind of like, man, it's real when it happens to you or someone you love closely and you see a miracle, even if it doesn't go the way you want. Because you and I talked about your son's illness he had when he was younger. And I'm like, I can't explain that, but he's here, right? So I praise God for that. Now, if he did not go, my desire was for him to be completely healed. But sometimes it's not his desire for him to be healed, because his will is that someone will see the situation and turn their life around. So there's always questions that come and surface, but his story is going to help a lot of people find faith and find some way to look at the fine silver lining of a situation that maybe doesn't.
Yep. And I told him, I said, you have no idea that, I said, unbelievably, the timing, I don't want to say it's great timing of what you and I spoke about 2 weeks ago. And I showed him the clip and he says, that is awful. AC is a very smart man. He makes a phenomenal point discussing how sin was brought into the world to kill, steal, and destroy. It does not care about age, sex, or religion. He says, I used to always ask myself why, or why me? But maintaining a perspective allows me to say, why not me? God has dealt me these cards because he knows the strength of a relationship that I have with him. He knows that I will use the situation to glorify him on all fronts. I'm incredibly grateful that God has blessed me with this opportunity, and I find honor in being able to use it as one of the pillars of my testimony.
Wow. Amazing, man.
That kid is, and he's like, I think he's like 24. That's a mature dude.
Hey, man, I can see him doing, like you, public speaking and helping people from now on. I mean, as a long snapper, that's a great story too. But guess what? On top of my long snapping prowess, man, I took a car hood to the eye.
Yeah.
And kept it pushing. I was back in the scene a week later. So whatever his story is, but it's going to be incredible. It's going to help somebody.
No doubt about that. Okay, so for those that don't know AC in our history, we both played at UCLA. We beat our rival every year. Not a big deal. A lot of people
never lost. Never lost.
Never lost to those lowly Trojans. So, AC, I wanted to talk some sports with you, man. This past weekend was rivalry weekend. One of the most talked about games was Georgia Tech, because for those that don't know, Georgia is a powerhouse. I think they were ranked number 3 or number 2, and Georgia Tech is known as, I wouldn't even say their little brother. It's kind of like
school. It's a basketball school. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nerd school. That's the way I was talking about to my wife, and not to be mean towards nerds, because everyone needs nerds, and shout out to the nerds, but it's a nerd school. Okay. And that's great. You have to be super smart to get in there. So this went into 8 overtimes. Number one, do you like the overtime fashion of where, number one, I won't even argue with you because I'm right. It's better than the NFL overtime.
Yeah. I mean, it's way more exciting for sure.
Okay. So do you like after overtime 3, they have to just start at 2-point conversions? Yes or no?
I don't know. If it goes to 8, then it's not the solution. Something's missing. It shouldn't have to go to 8.
I feel like maybe back it up to the 20 so you can air it out a little bit. But 8 was like, okay.
Yeah. That was, I'm not even watching it. I'm hearing the story as I'm watching something else. I'm not sure why I was not able to see it. Was I at my son's game? Something was interfering for me watching, and I was like, that's 6 overtimes. That's 7 overtimes. That's 8. I'm like, what are they doing out there? It only takes 3. Like, I think something needs to be done. That's ridiculous. Those who were in attendance, I'm sure they appreciated the, back and forth, but something's not right. 8.
Okay. So let's talk about what wasn't right, AC, because I think I sent you a text right after. Don't get me wrong, referees have a very hard job. They're not going to get every single call, but there was some very, very blatant calls. Jenna, can you show me video 3 of maybe just a slight bit of holding on a key play?
It's holding.
For those that are listening to iTunes and Spotify, a guy breaks through the middle and is basically horse collared around to the front of his throat, and it almost looks like he rips his shoulder out. So, AC, can we agree that that was a blatant hold on Georgia, but they did not call it?
That's one of those. What stadium are we in, and how many security guards do we have?
100%. I mean, you were at Georgia. You were in Rome, Georgia. There's probably 110,000 people. They were not making that call. No. And then I saw another video where it's like, okay, you got to call this one. Jenna, video 4. Okay, so the tackle, Jenna, play it one more time. So the tackle is a strong tackle. It's kind of a little body slam, but then the push off the face after.
15 yards.
I mean, that's an easy 15.
Easy 15.
I mean, and it's not like he's in the corner. I mean, he literally makes the play. Everyone's watching him as he WWF some guy, and then boom, does one of these on his face. It's a no-brainer. All right?
Pops right in the head.
Now, video 5. This is the one where I was shocked. Okay? Video 5, Jenna.
Oh. Crown much?
Okay, so yeah, you want to talk about booze? Let's talk about Crown Royal right there. So that guy, he lowers his head if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify. And I mean, it wasn't even like, okay, AC and I were taught, or at least I was taught, this is the part of the helmet I want to use. I want to use this part of the helmet. What was that? Nunley. Screws and hands. You want to screws and hands right here. Okay, this guy uses, like if he was a damn unicorn. If he was a unicorn, that's how low it was. And you can see he hits the quarterback's head because he jiggles like this. Jenna, Can you show it to me one more time? Video 5.
Oh, right in the chin, right in the face mask.
I mean, that's like almost one of those where you break your nose because the helmet goes down like this, and it's not a good situation. Now, that was not called. Now, I don't mean to put my tinfoil hat on, but those are all calls that could have gone against Georgia, and those are all in the overtime. Yeah. So it's one of those where you kind of got to look.
Yeah, it's going around, man. I'm having a segment tonight on my show about the quarterback slide. Like, something has to be done. I mean, there are going to be late hits. They're going to be dirty hits, but I'm thinking the quarterback's not completely innocent in this thing either. Now, that quarterback running for Georgia Tech, he's just getting to the hole, trying to find some yards, and he got one right to the chin. That was blatant. That was something he didn't see coming. So I think in our chat, you're seeing guys talking about the Jaguars hit, and that's going to raise a bunch of questions in the off-season meetings. What a tackle, what a spear, what a target is, and when can we tell the quarterback that it's okay to slide baseball style? It has to be a 3-yard radius or something that can give the defender a chance to get out the way. And no more pump faking to go out of bounds like Mahomes. You're going to have to pick a side, man. Go out of bounds or you get hit. So it's just going to be some talks. So this could be an even playing field. Right now, defense at a disadvantage.
We're 100% at a disadvantage, and almost they have to do it like they do when you do a live scrimmage where anyone gets near the quarterback, whistle's just blown. Like, okay, play's done. You're going to have to put them in a red jersey if the team's not red, and it's one of those where, okay, just the whistle's blown. All right, so now this is what I really want to talk to you about, AC, because I think you and I are going to disagree on this one. Rivalry week. All hell broke loose around the country where there was fights. I mean, Michigan, Ohio State, where the cops were literally using pepper spray. Jenna, can you play video 6 so we can watch a couple highlights of this?
Pepper spray. Oh, man.
And I love the fact of sticking the flag in turf.
Yeah, like that's going to really it's an artificial surface, man. I don't think you're going to be able to cut through it. Oh, man. It's like the mob. It's like,
if you're listed on iTunes and Spotify, basically we're just watching mob mentality, like AC said. Don't forget, like I said, 9 p.m. you'll catch AC of AC Sports Live tonight on YouTube. AC, this is where you and I are going to disagree. I know it. Does this need to stop or be encouraged?
To what the flag in the field or the after the game?
The flag in the field, because my take is this: if you don't want the opposing team's flag put in your field, don't lose.
Then we agree. I don't think everybody's intent is to, when we win, we're going to put our flag. I think it's emotional. I think it's if we overcome, especially if you're an underdog. Like when we got beat by SC last week, they put their little SC thing in our field. We're so complacent and accepting. We let them do it. And it shouldn't be that way, but I think it adds to the mystique, the camaraderie, the pride. Like we got to win so they don't put their flag in our field. I don't think it's something like hockey where we encourage it so the guys can fight. I'm all for it. Like when a guy celebrates and you're mad he's celebrating, don't let him score. And then he can't celebrate. But if he scores, he gets the right to celebrate. You mad? Didn't stop him. That was that Cam Newton thing when he used to do the Superman and the guys are getting mad. He's like, I'm gonna do it anyway. All I'm doing is I'm doing my thing. There's a flag in the ground. If it's not grass, I think that should be outlawed. You're just messing with perfectly good turf. But if you have grass, do not lose. You're gonna lose your victory bell, and they're gonna put a flag in your field. So do I encourage it? You know, if it happens, it happens. If you got emotional guys on your team, you need those dudes to be aggressive and to get things going. And it might be an incentive for the offense or for the home team to not let the opposition come on your field and win. And, you know, I just know that it's part of it. It's part of when students rush the field. If you don't want them to rush the field, win. If you don't want them to celebrate, don't let them score. If you don't want to put their flag in your field, don't let them win. And all the fighting and stuff, that's just, you weren't fighting during the game. Now you want to fight. Now you want to act tough. And now you want to be big and bad. It goes back to that one time that T.O. ran from the – he was playing for the Eagles. Was he playing for the Eagles on the Dallas Cowboys stadium, right? And he – Niners.
Niners.
The Niners, and he played against George Teague, Dallas Cowboys, and he ran from the end zone to the 50 and went to the – and did the look at me stance, and George Teague banged him off the star, and Cowboys fans went crazy. Yeah, George Teague can't buy a newspaper in Dallas now. He's a star. He's a hero because he got T.O. off that star. He did it again in the end zone on the star. You know, it just added to the we don't like you guys very much, and it adds to the intrigue of the matchup. So I think it's harmless as long as guys don't get violent. Guys wearing pads fighting, they're not going to get hurt. They just push each other around in the face and they break them up and they get back to the game. Now pepper spray, come on, man.
That was the cops. I think of both, like Ohio State and Michigan cops are both like, what do we do here? But you know what? You bring up a good point. I think this says a lot about the members of your team, because I don't mean to go all, Polk High, married with children, but our team, this would not have happened. Number one, we obviously wouldn't have lost. That's neither here nor there. But number two, this brings me back to a story where we had some guys on our team that were like, you were thankful you're on your team. Oh, yeah. But if you didn't have them on your team, you're like, oh my God, I need him on my team because I love him, but I'm not sure I trust him at all. But this brings me to the story. I think you had just graduated. We played Oregon, and Myers, Myers. Yeah. Okay, for those that don't, Myers is about 6'6". He was probably 350, barrel chest, toothpick legs. I think he still has the record for Pac-10 personal fouls.
Yeah, meanest guy. Yeah, he was the meanest. He was meaner than a Badger. He was mean.
Oh, meaner than a Badger. Okay, so he was going against this guy in Oregon named Billy Bob. The guy's name was literally Billy Bob, and Billy Bob I think was like 5'10", 5'11", and he was like 400 pounds. And these two behemoths were just going at it all damn day. And we kicked a field goal, and it got tipped or something like that, and it was dead. And Billy Bob decides he's on the 30, and he's going to start running 70 yards to try to score. And the whistle's been blown. But God love Billy Bob's fat ass. He's going to try to score. And we're at Oregon, and everyone's going crazy because the Oregon stadium at Autzen so close. And Billy Bob's going. Then all of a sudden, Myers sees Billy Bob going. And Billy Bob's got probably a 10-yard head start, but Billy Bob is 5'10", 400 pounds. So he's not exactly a cheetah. Myers, right next to me, goes by me, goes, oh, hell no. And so Billy Bob's going like this, going down the field, and Myers is going to cut him off. And these are like Myers look like Jaws from Happy Gilmore when he's running, after the ball like this. And finally, Myers catches him about the 30, and the entire crowd is going wild because it's taking like 19 seconds for these guys to run 60 yards. And so the whole crowd's watching. Myers jumps on Billy Bob like a damn cheetah on a deer in one of those National Geographic things. His fat ass falls on him, and this is a lot of weight. Boom! Billy Bob dislocates his shoulder because Myers is so fat and Billy Bob was so fat. He gets up and Billy Bob's like this. And Myers, I remember, because he was now on their sideline, walks across to our sideline, walks the entire time waving to the crowd like this. So
you need guys like that. I felt more secure when I had guys that were going to be arrested if we didn't have college. Like if they didn't have college, if they didn't have to go to class, they were going to be in county jail or something. Like I've always had, even in Pee Wee, I've had kids on my team that were in juvenile hall on Friday, and dad would bail them out and get them on the field on Saturday. Those were some good teams. Our UCLA teams that we played on always had some dudes from Oakland and Texas and Florida. Like, how'd you get into UCLA? Just good in school. But if anybody says something to me, it's on, man. Like, you need those dudes. I mean, my recruiting trip, I think I told you some stories. My recruiting trip, I was involved in like 5 fights. and these were teammates. Like, they were fighting each other. And I'm like, we're gonna be just fine. I thought UCLA was full of a bunch of smart kids from Georgia Tech and Vanderbilt. No, man, we had Jameer Miller and James Milner and Othello Henderson and Peebo Richardson. All these dudes was from different neighborhoods, and them dudes were wild, and they was like ready to fight at the moment. Bruce Walker and all these dudes were just like, where'd you come from? Like Compton, Texas, Florida, Oakland, Richmond, LA, Long Beach. I'm like, oh man, all these cities that have guys. I'm like, well, all we got to worry about is ourselves. If we can get through practice, we're gonna be just fine. And then but it's good to have those guys on the team because that is hard. I used to watch 30 for 30, and there's one about the U, Miami's team, when they had some guys on the team that just weren't in school. They weren't in school. They were just there to play football. And you had the most spirited, courageous, heart-filled dudes, nothing but heart. And you kind of felt like, okay, I can add the balance to this team. I'm a straight edge guy. I'm from an inner city school, but I kind of keep it on the straight edge. I'm not out there doing crazy stuff, but I got this guy next to me who might just bring a gun to the game. He might just be that guy. So, it's good to have a well-rounded group. Not like the Florida Gators when Urban Meyer had that group, but you want to have a couple guys on the team that are a little bit more emotional than others.
I agree. AC, what show? What are you covering tonight on AC Sports Live when everyone tunes in tonight at 9?
The game last night was pretty good. I'm talking a little bit about the Browns and Jameis Winston, how he's hot and cold, but he's somebody you would love to have on your team. Of course, my Eagles a little bit. College football's bowl championship series is pretty much set. The top 12 teams, and of course, as we talked about it being 12 teams, the 13th and 14th teams are going to feel like they got screwed. So we already got that with Miami and Alabama going back. Roll Tide says her name is Chastity. Roll Tide. I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. All right. And some tender love, man. Drake is suing Kendrick Lamar for defamation of character in a rap battle. I don't know. That's as tender as it gets. I'll talk about that a little bit. But no, man, pretty mild show tonight. Nothing hard hitting. Just a little bit of, 2 cents and some tender love.
All right, AC of AC Sports Live. We're going to come back. We're having another great segment. We're going to talk to Craig Hannum about Accept and Embrace. We've got a wild one. AC of AC Sports Live. Thank you very much. 9 p.m. Pacific time. YouTube.
Craig Hannum. Get him.
I'm out.
You have been watching The Rubio Method. Take it away, Rubio.
Focus up. I'm talking to you, Big Brad. Have you done what you needed to do on that other piece of property yet? Probably not. You know why? Because Jimmy is dominant. Just don't ever forget. Welcome back to episode 85. Shout out to AC of AC Sports Live for coming on and talking to me about a little bit of rivalry weekend. All right. Accept and embrace. This is a wild one. And this is one of those that you knew it was coming. It was just stupid. Joey B pardoned Hunter Biden. Everyone knew it was coming. And anyone that thought he was, because he said 1,000 times he's not going to pardon, he's not going to pardon, he's not going to pardon. Jenna, just go ahead and play the clip. What is it? Video real quick before we get Hannum on. Video 8. Jenna, can you just play that? I mean, I could show you 6 hours of videos.
Pardon or commute his son if he's convicted.
So I've answered this question before. It was asked of me not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and I was very clear, and I said no.
Okay. Let me go back to the first question of the briefing. I know you said not a lot's changed since yesterday and that it's a personal matter, but from a presidential perspective, is there any possibility that the president would end up pardoning his son?
No.
Again, you've also said several times that the president would not pardon or commute sentences for his son, Hunter. I just want to make sure that that is not going to change over the next 6 months. The president's saying he would not.
It's still a no. It's still a no.
It will always be a no.
It's still a no. It will be a no. It is a no, and I don't have anything else to add. Will he pardon his son? No.
Okay. I mean, literally, there's hours and hours of video of this happening. He even said, Joey B even said, I will not, whatever the courts decide, blah, blah, blah. And everyone knew he was going to do it. Okay. I have 3 boys. Okay. All are under 25. They could shoot someone in the face. And if I was president, I'd say, yeah, they're pardoned. You know why? Because they're my sons. But they're young. Hunter Biden's 54. That's past a grown ass man. I mean, that's almost becoming an older man. I mean, he's definitely getting longer in the tooth, and he's had some rough times with addiction, and I think he got a prostitute pregnant. He's got 7 kids or something like that, or 7 grandkids. The Joey B does, but there's a lot of intricacy to this story. It's not just, oh, he pardoned him. Well, we understood what he's going to do. It makes Joey B look in a bad light because number one, he's lying the entire time. All right. So let's bring on Craig Hannum, because Craig Hannum shot me a text right off the bat. Everyone's asking, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Yes, I'm obviously going to talk about Hunter Biden. So Hannum, what's going on, my man? Let's go through just some stats first. Okay. There's been 20,000 total pardons done by presidents. Only 2 were unconditional. Hunter and Tricky Dick, Richard Nixon.
Right.
Okay. This is a full pardon that even applies to undiscovered crimes. Okay. So this means things that aren't even out there, like his tax evasion or, doing the document for the gun, or he has a little with the booger sugar, all that stuff. This is going past those things. Another stat, it starts January 1st, 2014. Okay, this is when his pardon starts. Let me refresh everyone's mind. Joey B has only been president for 3.5 years. So we're talking 2020, to 2024. But now he's saying, let's go all the way back, basically almost 11 years. And it's weird, Craig, and I'm going to let you talk. It's weird that in 2014, that's when Hunter Biden was starting to get paid $1 million a year by Ukraine gas giant Burisma, because he was, quote unquote, an energy expert, but really was a way for Ukrainian oligarchs to possibly buy influence from, I don't know, does he have a famous dad? Oh, that's right, he does. And this was all Russian disinformation from Hunter's laptop, which has been proven correct. And if I'm not mistaken, El Trumpo was impeached for saying that this was true.
Yeah.
So what am I missing here, Craig? What am I missing?
Well, I'll tell you, in a way, Joey B screwed his kid over, because he can still be called in by the House of Representatives and sit on the panel, and they can drill him with questions, and he doesn't have Fifth Amendment rights for those questions, because he's not going to get punished for anything that he did. So you only get pardoned when there's a commission of a crime. Oh, and he's not going to be exonerated. Those things are still going to stay on his record. Just because you get pardoned, it means you're not going to prison. You don't have to worry about all that jazz. But you still got busted. You still got charged. You still got indicted. So if he gets called in, he can't plead the fifth, and they can drill him with questions. And when he pardoned him since January 1st, 2014, that's going to be a lot of freaking questions.
Well, yeah, that's the one. And he says, quote, I'm pardoning my son because he was targeted as the son of the president. And also the pardon is retroactive to 7 years before I took office. He was targeted as the president's son 7 years before you took office? Like, what? That doesn't even make sense. I don't understand.
Yeah, the other twist is it has to be crimes that are against the United States. Now, caveat off that, states can still go after him because he committed felonies based by state statute. If he committed a felony, those states can still go after him.
So, but what could possibly be the reason for going all the way to 2014? And then what could be the reason for not waiting till the last day of his office? Like, why? He's got 51 days left. Everyone figured, okay, last day. You've seen the videos where the presidents are in there just writing off everyone. You're free, you're free, you're free, you're free, you're free. Okay, right. Why do it now? I mean, I have a theory, but I want to see if you have a theory.
Yeah, let me think. I would say he's doing it now because maybe he's on the Diddy list.
Which honestly could be.
Yeah, when people are fleeing the country, it's not because Trump got elected, because Trump has said, I'm going to release that list.
Yeah.
It could also be the fact that Joey B knew exactly what his kid was doing with Ukraine.
Yeah.
Gave up another 24 million worth of weapons, like, again, to Ukraine. Don't forget, Ukraine used to be the hub for human smuggling globally.
Yeah.
You gotta, that's my theory, that dad knew what kind of crimes his kid was committing. That's why he went back all the way to 2014, because that's just weird.
Well, it's very, very, very weird. Okay. Chastity says Epstein list. Nana Mona says Joey B is going to pardon himself. I don't know. Can he pardon himself? Okay. I'm going to Trump to pardon him. I thought for sure when El Trumpo got in, he would pardon Hunter Biden. I thought that would be like one thing he was doing, so Joey B could stop him from doing that. But also, you saw who Joey B and El Trumpo announced is going to be the head of the FBI, Kash Patel. And Kash Patel takes no crap. And it's one of those. I think he's going to come in guns a-blazing, and he doesn't care who it is. He's already said Epstein list open, Diddy list open. We got to start the FBI. We got to figure out what's going on, because you have like 51 intelligence officers saying, "Oh yeah, this laptop was fake. This laptop was fake." Well, now you're saying obviously it was real because you're pardoning him for everything that was on the laptop.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. I don't even understand. And the mental gymnastics watching the people that have said, see, Joey B's such a morale. He's got such great morality. He's such a person of high morals that he would even say the courts, you are in control of my son. Listen to this clip I saw today. Video 7, Jenna.
Honestly, what the other side has been saying for years, what you guys ran on for president, was multiple lies. I mean, if Eric Holder said it right, I think he said if Hunter's name was Joe Smith, this case would probably have never even gone to trial, right? That it was always a political witch hunt, and it was always.
But wasn't, to Scott's point, I mean, wasn't it a lie? I mean, you can defend it, but wasn't it a lie that he was not going to pardon him?
No, I believe the circumstances have changed. I think that we now have a president coming into office who's talking about firing squads, who's talking about running people around the country and making sure that everyone who's his enemy is going to be punished. And Hunter Biden lied about his drug use on a government forum when he was buying a gun. And he failed to file and pay taxes when he was a drug addict. He paid back those taxes with interest. Donald Trump himself was indicted for 17 counts of criminal tax fraud, more than Hunter, and he's going to be the president of the United States.
11 years.
So
you're missing a few things here. 11 years.
Oh my! Wow.
I mean, so is she dumb, or is she just that? Is she lying?
I'd say she's just dumb. It blows my mind when people try to convince everyone else that whatever they believe, you have to believe.
Yeah.
If you don't, you're fear monger, you're phobic in some freaking way or whatever, where we take facts and facts are now offensive. You can only get pardoned, like I said, when there has been a commission of a crime. So he committed those crimes. Otherwise, you don't get pardoned. If it was you and I going to, say, North 40, and we want to buy a gun, and we had a felony charge in our background, if you and I had done that and it was discovered, where would we be?
Jail.
We'd be in jail.
Yeah.
Flat out. We wouldn't get a pardon. So I get it. I do agree with you. If you were president and your sons did something, yeah, those are your kids. I get that. But doing it now, it kind of tells me that there's so much crap that was going to surface. You know what I mean?
And that's what makes Yeah, that's what makes me concerned about the whole 2014 deal when the whole Ukraine thing. And if you start to do some research, okay, why is Hunter an energy expert for this big oil company where, Joey B can have some influence on this? And I mean, I played the clips probably 50 shows ago, but where he was like, I told this guy they got to fire this guy or you're not getting $1 billion from America. And what did Joey B say? And hot damn, they fired him. What a coincidence. And it's one of those things that opening it this wide just really makes you look super, super suspicious and not good.
Then you got to ask yourself, if we're going to go conspiracy theory or just regular theory, how about that? Is all this money going to Ukraine so Zelensky doesn't drop the freaking bomb on the Biden family?
It'd be hard not to think that because Joey B yesterday just sent another 725 million over there with ammunitions and drones and stuff like that, because that's all going to dry up. It's January 20th. Trump was going to none. It's game over.
Yeah.
Craig Hannum, what's new? What's new with you before I'll let you go?
Well, I do have some good news. I will be in the classroom teaching U.S. history, world history, and hopefully get an AP course squared away for American military history at Lewiston High School next fall.
Fantastic. I will definitely come in and sit on there if you let me.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. And in January, I'll be teaching my suicide prevention class to the Riggins Fire Department. So I'm pretty excited for that. So yeah, just plugging away. I'm doing my thing, man. I get calls almost, every other day. Help me. Can I talk to you? Can you come meet me? And you know me. I don't say no. So yeah. Dude, loving it.
Okay, Hannum, you got time to stick around for one more segment?
Yeah, man. Why not?
Let's do a fun segment. Working hard is not enough. All right. So about 2 years ago, I think it was at this point, Bud Light became a verb. Bud Light became a verb because they created a commercial with Dylan Mulvaney. For those that don't know who Dylan Mulvaney is, it's a dude who decided he was going to be transgender, to start dressing up like a girl, acting like a girl, doing all this kind of stuff. And this guy is truly an over-the-top actor. You can go back and see Price is Right clips of this guy when he was, I guess, 100% a dude, where he's really over the top. It's like, okay, take it down about 80 to 90% Dylan. But now he dressed up as a woman. He has had no surgery, no hormones, none of that. He even went to meet with Joey B as for a Woman's Day thing. It's like, okay, what's going on here? So Bud Light did a commercial with Dylan Mulvaney, and I don't even think it was supposed to be a mainstream commercial, but it became mainstream. Jenna, can you play video 11? Video 11. This is just a refresher.
Skills, right? I got some Bud Lights for us. So I kept hearing about this thing called March Madness, and I thought we were all just having a hectic month, but it turns out it has something to do with sports. And I'm not sure exactly which sport, but either way, it's a cause to celebrate. This month, I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood, and Bud Light sent me possibly the best gift ever, a can with my face on it. Check out my Instagram story to see how you can enjoy March Madness with Bud Light and maybe win some money too. Love ya! Cheers! Go team! Whatever team you love, I love too. Okay. Love ya. Okay, break a leg. Woo!
Okay, number one, a really stupid commercial. Number two, it's like a dude trying to act like the way a girl would act. And number three, just a dumb commercial. And since that, Jenna, you might want to fact check me on this. I think Bud Light has lost over $30 billion in sales because it became a put down. Like, you wouldn't order a Bud Light in public. No one would do that. I only know one person I know still does. Shout out 34. That still orders Bud Light in public. But I know, like, college kids, it was like mocking you. Like, you'd rather have someone get you a Shirley Temple than a Bud Light. All right. So Jaguar, I can't pronounce, they came out with a new commercial. They're rebranding themselves. This might be the dumbest commercial I've ever seen for a car company. Video 9, Jenna, please. Okay, so if you're on iTunes or Spotify and you're listening, yeah, Greg, I don't know if you've seen that. Jaguar had a commercial where it was basically, there was like 8 or 9 aliens, people, or from a circus or something like that. 3/4 of them, you couldn't tell if it was a dude or a chick. There was no car shown.
No,
so
no
there
car.
was shown, there was nothing. And like, what, why, I just don't understand it. And I'm speechless.
I don't have the words, man. That's just wild. But if we go back to, old Dylan, when that came out, I got in a very spirited debate with a young woman. And she's like, no, you're transphobic. And da-da-da. I was like, no, I'm not. I said, but let me ask you this. Is that how you want to be represented as a woman?
Oh.
And then just walked away.
Yeah.
Exactly. If that's how you want to be represented, and, let him run freely with this ridiculous facade, and you're comfortable with that, oh, that's very interesting. So why don't you go play volleyball with all men on the other side of the net? See how that works out for you.
Yeah.
It's just, and that commercial was just, honestly, that was the first time I saw it. I kept hearing about it.
Maybe this help you.
It reminds her of Zoolander. Maybe
it's exactly. Zoolander. And what's it called? The UK boss of Jaguar. I just saw this and I had to check it. His name is literally Raw Dong Lover. It's RADON space Glover. But if you sound it out, it's Raw Dong Lover. So I don't know. But bottom line, that is a really dumb commercial. They're getting a lot of backlash about it because it's just so stupid. And the thing is, even Bud Light has tried to un-Bud Light itself, because they're actually coming out with non-woke commercials now. And they even hire Shane Gillis. This is their latest commercial, video 10, Jenna. And this is actually very, very funny because they're getting it like, dudes just want to drink a beer. They just want to hang out. They don't want this stupid mythical crap or what's going on. So video 10.
The knights with the swords and all that jazz.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, Jenna, video 10.
It is not just a fragrance. It is a feeling. It is a passion.
What? Oh, where'd you get a snake?
We are all lost.
Yeah, I'm lost. I'm 100% lost here.
But we are on the edge.
Hey, all right. This is pocket full of sand. That's good. Yeah. Hey, I think I'm in the wrong commercial.
What?
Yeah, dude, this isn't right.
Wait, aren't you Andre?
No, I'm Shane. My name's Shane.
Huh. Oh, I see what's going on. You're supposed to be in a Bud Light commercial.
Oh, I'm supposed to be in a Bud Light commercial, not here. So that's why I'm the odd one out down here.
Well, if you're here, Andre is.
Love it here. Oh, yeah. Something is different about you, man.
Oh, shit.
I just ordered some wings in that other commercial. You think they're going to make it here? You guys like wings? You blue cheese guy? Ranch girl? You're a ranch girl. You guys like blood or something?
See, now that's a commercial. See, Bud Light is finally figured it out.
That's funny.
Yeah, Shell the Napstick says, haha, great recovery ad. And on that note, don't forget to watch The Ride with Chevy and Nasty. Yeah, it looks like
Andre's having a lot of fun.
Tonight at 9:30 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, The Ride with Chevy and Nasty. They have a great fun show. But yeah, like that commercial was so simple, mocking basically the stupid woke commercials that you always see for like colognes and perfumes. We're like, what's happening here? And I like when he's like, so just a pocket full of sand, huh?
That's like saying, what do they say in Zoolander? Water is the essence of wetness. And wetness is the essence of water.
Exactly. But see, it's one of those things where Bud Light's getting it. Jaguar, what the hell are you doing? So if working hard is not enough, you're going to have to find a new ad agency because that was just stupid.
Bizarre. That was really bizarre, man.
Hannum, thank you for everything. I'm Jen. I'm going to go to one more commercial. Then we're going to come back with Confidence is Key. Craig Hannum, everybody. Thanks, Jen. I'm out.
You have been watching The Rubio Method,
Hey, it's AC of AC Sports Live, an interactive sports talk show where your comments are part of the show. Every show we focus on the sports stories of today, with commentary on sports takes, my 2 cents, which is a reaction to my social media feed, Sports Flicks, where we take a look at sports movies and give a quick review. We have a segment called Mental Reps, where we have words of inspiration to help battle the dark side of men's mental health. And then there's the Tender Love Report. Who's being soft or petty in the world of sports? All takes are welcome under one condition. Say it with your chest. I'll see you there.
Take it away, Rubio.
Focus up. I'm talking to you, Sub 60 Ed. Why am I talking to Sub 60 Ed? Because I'm going to be with him on Decades Thunderdome. Decades Thunderdome's a little bit more aggressive. It's going to come on at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, so roughly about 35 minutes from now. It's going to be on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. It's a little bit more aggressive. We have Decades Thunderdome, where that's the one I'm hosting, and then Sub 60 Ed does another one, Sub 60, or not Sub 60, Decades, what does he call it, light and fluffy or gentle, or I don't know. It's more nice topics because he's a nicer person than I am. Not saying a whole bunch. Welcome back to episode 85 of the Rubio Method. We have a great show. Continuing on, confidence is the key. All right, my son, Damon Dale, he plays basketball on the 8th grade team. Does a good job, but I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about two of his, quote, assistant coaches / stat men. Okay, Jenna, pick a 12. This is Big Dave on the left and Gunner on the right. Two very, very happy kids that do a great job. I just wanted to give some flowers to them, as they say. Big Dave, they dress up every day for games. They take the stats. They're yelling at kids. They're getting everyone in order, organizing the bench. They do a great job. I know them both personally. I'm pretty sure I gave Big Dave, who's the shorter one, his nickname. And Gunner, I don't really have Big Dave right there on the left. Just a nice jacket. Always looks like he's had a rough day at the office. And then you got Gunner, the big redhead. And Big Dave is not that short. I mean, he's short, but Gunner is like 6'2" or something already, and he's a big kid. Both good kids. They know their role, always have a smile, and they do make the team better, so shout out to those two. And then I wanted to talk about confidence is the key, about Christmas dinner. Okay, we finally got done with Thanksgiving and all that trash food. I don't want to talk about it. Yes, I had turkey, I had mashed potatoes, I had stuffing, and someone talked to me about it and said, man, is your wife just a bad cook? Because if she watches this show, she's going to think she's a terrible cook. No, she's a phenomenal cook. She's absolutely phenomenal. But turkey's just terrible, okay? I ate a little bit of turkey, Jenna. I had literally the size of like a 50-cent piece, a dollar bill folded in half. That's how much turkey I had. And it was turkey. Mashed potatoes were mashed potatoes. The stuffing was stuffing. The butter was good. I like the roll with butter. And she makes this pumpkin surprise thing. It's just like pumpkin filling. And then you put like cake, I think cake batter, whatever the crumbly part of the cake is, the crust. Is that what it is? And then there's like 9 sticks of butter on top of it. So it's delicious. So I only had a little bite, Doc and Chef. So if you're watching this, don't yell at me. But that's tasty. But the rest of the meals, it's not good. You'll never tell me it is. I know AC will go to bat with this one saying it's phenomenal. I've had the wrong stuff. It's trash. I've said it before. My argument is if it was so great, you cook it more than once a year. But no one does because it's trash and it takes too long. It's just not worth it. All right, so let's talk about the day I became a man at Christmas. Okay, what happened at Christmas? I think the year was 1993. I was 18 or 19 years old. I'm about 6'3", about 300 pounds. I'm off to college. I come back for Christmas, and being one of the younger grandkids, I was still at the kids' table. Everyone has a kids' table at holidays. If you don't, because you don't have enough family yet, trust me, you will get to one. So the kids' table is basically like a card table, just one of those stupid little fold-up tables that are, you lean on it too hard and you're going to shatter it. It's like you put 2 Dixie cups full of water on it and it's going to break because it's so cheap. So a card table, I don't even think we were allowed tablecloths because we were such animals. And you have those stupid little folded chairs that my big ass, basically every time I moved, it creaked and I was like, this is going to blow, it's going to blow, it's going to blow. So in September of that year, so 3 months before Christmas, my grandpa passed away. He was old, had a good life, blah, blah, blah. He passed away, but he always sat at the head of the table. So being the good Italian family that I come from, I'm still at the kids' table and my grandfather's spot is open. But it's not really open because my grandmother brought a plate of food. Okay, now for the Italians, we didn't have turkey on Thanksgiving. We had lasagna. That's what real people should be eating. None of that turkey crap. So we had this fantastic lasagna, garlic bread, all this good stuff, meatballs the size of my damn head. Delicious. Italian sausages all over the place. Phenomenal. You're eating this, you're getting sweaty, food's flying all over the place. So I look over as I'm sitting, like a fat guy in a little coat at this card table with my other reject cousins that are still too young. And I look over and I see the empty spot, but there's a plate of food there. Me being who I am, I walk over to that table. I pull back my grandfather's chair. I sit down at his spot. My grandmother comes over flipping out. Christopher, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? I go, I'm taking his spot. She goes, that's Grandpa's spot. I go, I can guarantee you he's not making this Christmas. I'm taking this spot from this point on. And you know what? They let me have it. So I had enough confidence to take the spot. I got out of the kid table jinx. That was done. All right. The bottom line. We're at the bottom line segment. The bottom line is everything that you should have learned without even realizing you learned it. Number one, I guess there really is always a bright side if you want to see it. Rowan McCullough, what a damn legend. 10 days basically from getting his head almost sliced in half. And he's out making inspirational videos, teaching the word of Lord. I mean, he's got AC. I think AC almost teared up just a tad. And AC's not a crier. Okay. I guess there really is always a bright side if you want to see it. Rowan McCullough, you are that bright side right now, my man. Number two, just be honest. Joey B, everyone knew you were going to pardon him. Just be honest. You'd be under a lot less fire if you were just said, hell yes, I'm pardoning him. He's my kid. Of course I'm going to pardon him. And number three, stick up for yourself when you think you deserve it. Stick up for yourself when you think you deserve it. This has to go back to me getting my big butt out of the kids' table, going to the big boy table. Shout out to me. All right, I want to thank Jenna for all of her hard work on the back end of this. Also, AC of AC Sports Live and Craig Hannum. They were great guests as always. If you guys have any topics and or would like to be a guest on the Rubio Method or be a sponsor, just contact Rubio at therubiomethod.com. Jenna, I'm out.
Thanks for watching the Rubio Method. Be sure to spread the word and don't forget to subscribe, like, or follow on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Google, Amazon, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook.